This week's edition of the Totally Rad Show is brought to you by TradePub.com,
GoDaddy.com,
and Netflix.
Hi, Kuzan. I really like that crazy dance. Thanks.
The new phone book's here! The new phone book's here!
Oh, I wish I could get that excited about nothing.
Nothing? Are you kidding? Page 73, Kanata, Jeffrey A. I'm somebody now. Millions of people look at this book every day. This is the kind of spontaneous publicity, your name in print, that makes people. I'm in print. Things are gonna start happening to me now.
Kanata, Jeffrey A. Sounds like a typical bastard.
3 rad dudes with nothing better to do get abducted by the crew of the Starship Alpha 2. They're from the planet Q, which, due to a space-time loop, is stuck in 82 and must be rescued. They need our heroes to discuss the latest news and give their reviews of games and movies too. Sure hope you're not confused. We swear this is all true, not just the premise to the Totally Rad Show.
Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad, Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad, Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad, Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Totally Rad Show, episode number 41. I'm Alex Albrecht.
I'm Jeff Kanata.
I'm Dan Trachtenberg.
The Totally Rad Show is your weekly dose of all things rad. On this fine New Year's Eve, we're gonna squeeze baby New Year and look at the rad stuff in his pants.
That's the digested 2006.
It is, and it comes
Seven.
It comes
God,
popping
where are
out
we?
as the raddest part of 2008. Day one.
I'd like to say Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! We're so excited, and
Happy birthday to Steve!
happy birthday to Steve! Is he really the last person on our show to have a birthday? Have
Yeah.
we done everybody's birthday?
Everybody's birthday.
That's freaking awesome.
Well,
We've literally, but I mean, we haven't hit a year yet,
Right, but we've done.
but we've done it. We've covered everybody's birthday, so I feel like we've done a year.
Well, we've
also
done this year.
2007.
So many years are ending and
2007 in
starting.
the back with the frickin'.
We should talk about our background before we go too far.
Yes,
because it's
because-
awesome.
Yes.
I mean, we love The Simpsons, first of all.
We love The Simpsons, first of all. We've been talking about how The Simpsons, people are saying The Simpsons have thought of everything. This is Jarrett Atkinson from Logan, Utah.
Love his Uncle Rowan.
He literally
He took that idea and ran with
He
it.
took the idea and ran it. This is Homer Simpson
Oh, yeah.
thinking up
Our show
the
before we
Totally
did.
Rad Show.
Because The Simpsons thought of it
Cameo
before we
Homer
did.
holding our copyright.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, this show is going to be a little different than a normal show. This is actually going to be the show in which we discuss our top 5 best movies, video games, and TV shows
Of 2007.
2007. And
Not
we have
only
an
that-
award, yes.
Not only that,
Not only. What else?
but
is
we
there?
are going to attempt the miraculous feat of coming to a consensus.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know if we're going to be able to
And
accomplish
awarding
it.
one raddest
There can
product.
be only one.
And they're all products in this plane.
All for sale. Everything's
Yeah.
for sale.
Everything's for
Right.
sale.
Yeah.
Of 2007. So shall we start?
Wish us luck.
Our top 5 movies of 2007.
Happy New Year!
This week in movies, we are talking top 5, no claps, best movies of the year. Best movies
2007.
of the year.
I really have to
All right,
say,
let's
there's
get
a
into
lot
it.
of pressure on. I was sitting down to read my list and I was like, oh my God, I have to. Okay, whatever. Let's
wasting
get into
time.
it. Let's get into it.
Now let me say one thing that I'm gonna give a special award to best movie I have not seen yet. To There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
Well, we assume and it's going to blow our minds.
Well, that is
But
why
it can't be on our list.
because
We
I have
haven't
not seen
seen
it.
it.
We
But
haven't
I
seen
give
it.
it a special award.
Okay,
It's
good.
got
I
an
think
award.
we can all groupfully give it an award.
Well, but we all get one in our category.
So
It's
that
gonna be
being
Tremors,
said,
the TV show.
not only do I want to hear your list, Alex,
Oh yes.
we're positive that you have us pegged.
Oh no! Okay.
I want to know.
When we
also-
say ours, he'll just say,
Yeah,
yes,
I'll
I
say
knew
if
that.
I knew.
No, all right.
But
Best
he'll
way to
lie.
do it.
No.
All right.
Just tell us your list.
Okay, well, first
so
off,
excited.
here's a quick caveat about my list. I am counting this for absolutely no reason other than these are the movies that I enjoyed the most.
Well, that's the only
what-
criteria. It should
And
be.
I have to say, I was hard because I was like, some of these movies are gonna probably that are gonna appear on your list. People are gonna be like blah blah blah. I didn't enjoy them,
That's
so I was
fine.
like, don't make my list.
That's fine.
All right, number one movie.
Starting at the top.
Oh, no, I'm gonna start backwards. Number five.
You're wasting
movie.
time. We're gonna come to a consensus
All right,
here.
number 5 movie, Transformers. Sorry,
I
Dan.
hate you.
Why are you
Or
saying sorry to
Jeff.
me?
Sorry, Jeff. Sorry. I can't tell which one of you guys is the one who didn't like it. I had so much fun doing Transformers. It was such a surprise to me. Had to make my list. Okay, number 4, Beowulf.
Oh my God.
Another movie I had so much fun in. It
Two
was
strikes
so
already.
much. It was so different than I had expected it to be. It was so not child. It was the movie I thought that should be made when I was watching Shrek. Very excited. Number 3, Michael Clayton.
Oh hell no.
Yes, it was a great movie beginning and end. Love the way it was shot. Super well acted. And it was one of those slow burn movies, which I do at times like I Am Legend, which just barely didn't make it on my list. This is so much more fun than I thought it would be. Number 2, envisioning my list. Planet Terror.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Planet Terror. Really hated the second one, Death Proof or whatever. But I had so much fun in Planet Terror, and that, for me, Planet Terror that was my genre category.
Right.
28 Weeks Later was also good. Sunshine, which I put in as a zombie movie, was also good. I Am Legend was also good, but I would not. Planet Terror was so much more fun. Best movie of the year in my book, No Country for Old Men. Hands down.
All right.
Hands down.
Well, you have a very interesting list.
It's
because-
eclectic. Let's call it eclectic.
No, the interesting thing is
It's a lot of fun.
every movie
It's fun.
except for Michael Clayton,
Yeah.
Transformers, and Beowulf, they flirted. They were on my
flirtation.
top like 15.
Yeah.
And then, but I thought this, and I don't know if I made my list the same way because I thought I definitely felt when I walked out of the theater to those movies, I was like, I love movies.
Yeah.
I felt, but.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking, what is the best? It's not Dan's favorite movies. This is just how I approach it.
Okay, that's
Different.
good, yeah.
Different than
Yeah.
yours. These aren't Dan's favorite movies. These are what do I think were the best movies made this year.
Correct.
And I am who I am.
I think that's
and
how most.
Right.
I think that's how most reviewers are going to attack it. I wanted, and
That's fine. That's
But
cool.
that being said,
plus I wasn't knowledgeable enough to make that. You know what I mean? Like,
well, whatever. But
Yeah, well.
Transformers and Beowulf came fucking close.
All right,
that's
good
all I'm
for
gonna
you.
say.
What's on?
And Planet Terror came fucking close.
good for you.
All
sir.
right.
I'm excited to see what's on it.
Okay.
Are we
What
doing
is-
Dan's
what
list?
is
You
on
want to
my-
do it last? Because you're the guy.
Oh, I'm
the
sorry.
Movie guy?
No, now your turn. No. So go ahead.
Savesies.
Okay.
Savesies.
I'm not.
Backwards.
Well, no, I don't have a like
Yeah, I didn't do it
exact
in order
rate.
either. I didn't
Exact
do it in
rate.
order.
But I'll wait. I'll save the best one for last. Okay. Okay. Ratatouille.
Which almost made my list.
Okay.
Crotch. Check your crotch.
Gone, Baby, Gone.
You guys are looking at your fucking.
I did not. I didn't.
I gotta
That
remember.
whole time
It's
I
hard to
didn't.
remember. Okay. Ratatouille, Gone, Baby, Gone. I'm looking at my list.
Why are you looking at your nuts?
I'm looking at my list. Okay. No Country for Old Men.
Wow, that wasn't your favorite.
It's my number 2.
Really interesting.
My number 1 movie.
Wait.
You got one more.
Oh, you'll see why.
Gone, Baby, Gone.
You'll see why in a second. Yeah.
Country for Old
3.
Men. And
5th
your
is
favorite.
like potpourri.
Okay.
Oh.
So no, my number 1 movie of the year for 2007, because this
I think I know what his
this
potpourri is gonna
isn't
be.
just the best movie that we reviewed. It's the best movie of 2007.
Which means
I
we
think
did not review it.
by far, even though I love No Country for Old Men, by far the best movie of the year came out on January 5th of 2007, and it was Children of Men. I think by far it was the best movie.
Are you sure?
It blew my mind.
Wait, are you sure?
Yeah, January 5th, 2000. Looked it up.
Because
IMDb.
it was in the Academy Awards for last year.
So I know they go to March, right? So I don't. But anyway, release date on IMDb was January 5th. So that's my number 1.
That's
the fifth
interesting.
one, I was gonna go with.
It's not as good as No Country for Old Men.
I was gonna
in my
go with
book.
Michael Clayton on my 5th one because I really, really dug that movie.
Yeah.
But I'm actually gonna throw this in because we've never talked about it. It's not the kind of thing we talk about, but I really think it's
Sicko.
something that people should see. And it's Sicko.
I knew it. As soon as you
not
were
a-
saying it's potpourri, I was like, it's gonna be something
Yeah.
like a documentary or something, and I was like, Sicko.
Not, and almost,
I
I
haven't
almost
seen
went with
it yet,
King of
but I've heard.
Kong. I almost went with King of Kong.
just potpourritas.
No,
Dan's
seriously.
brain just exploded.
Seriously, I want to say
Yeah.
this because, like,
Dried floral stuff coming out of his neck.
I know I'm not. You know, people get turned off on Michael Moore and political stuff, and we don't really talk politics on the show. And I don't think this is a polemic like a lot of his other movies are. This is a real movie that every American can get something out of, and I think it's worth putting on my list just so people check it out. You should see Sicko.
Interesting.
It'll probably change your mind about
Interesting.
something. I mean, maybe not change your mind, but
You're
just inform you.
You're changing minds like Dan
All right,
right here
Danny,
without
hit
even
me with
talking
your
about
list.
Sicko. All right, hit your list.
Oh.
Stick with your original list. That's how I say.
Well, okay. Let me
That's
just-
what I say.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let me just say this. Okay, fine. On my list,
Let's see where your list is.
Zodiac.
Yeah, I almost did that. Almost.
Yeah, I saw that on your list.
It flirted.
I
It
was like,
flirted.
Good movie.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
There was some stuff I didn't like.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Eastern Promises.
Oh, I forgot Eastern Promises.
Ah.
I knew
Goes
you
both ways,
I
buddy.
didn't put
Goes
it on.
both
I didn't
ways.
put it on.
It's a great movie.
Fuck.
Okay.
Look at your crotch.
Well, the problem is.
No,
all right,
crotch.
Gone Baby Gone.
Crotch roll man.
Yeah, baby.
No way.
G, mid J.
Eastern Promises, dude. I forgot it.
Come on,
We
you
have
got
a problem
regular
there,
list.
folks.
Did you forget your list?
We have a problem.
What is
What
it?
was on
Apollo 13.
Beowulf, Transformers, Michael Clayton.
No.
For Old Men?
No Country for Old Men. And what was the other one? Planet Terror.
No. Well, here's the
No
thing.
Country for Old Men? That's not on
But
your list?
Children of Men.
Wait, No Country for Old
Hold on
Men?
a second, sir. What have we seen? Oh my God, I'm actually forgetting. I need to see this real
Go,
quick.
get your thing.
Wow. This is what.
You looked at your nuts!
I brought it with me.
Yeah, but you can't bring a phone nuts.
Okay, great. Okay.
Unprofessional.
Oh, Enchanted.
Juno.
Really?
I really like Enchanted. Let me
Jesus.
just say, Enchanted's a freaking good movie.
Well, wait, let's get back to Juno.
Juno.
Beats out all these other movies. Juno was better than
that's
Beowulf.
number 4.
Juno was
Tough
better than
Nuts.
Transformers.
Number 4.
Juno was better than.
Yes.
All right, what's number 5?
Yeah, go ahead.
Number 5.
I loved Juno.
Wow.
And
I like Juno a lot. A lot.
I
made better.
I didn't like it.
Well, that's
Juno
why
go?
you
It
feel
was
that
all right.
way.
No,
You want that
I
on
know. It
your
just
list.
confused me. You confused me.
All right. Okay.
You said this is garlic,
Now,
and then gave me
I need
vegetables.
to say, because I did not know about January 5th, Children of Men, that shares this slot. It has to. That movie was amazing.
It was, but okay. What's your?
It's just, I have to. And then number 1's No Country for Old Men.
So is that consensus? No Country for Old Men?
It's got to be.
That's got to be it, dudes. No Country for Old Men.
It sure as hell ain't going to be
Here's the thing.
Transformers.
Because, you know what?
Well, but that for me it would be.
Well, let me just say this.
I'm
Yeah,
consenting.
yeah.
The other thing is that Transformers and Beowulf and the other one that you mentioned that I loved, Planet Terror,
Yeah.
they were all amazing for their genre. They were like, Transformers was a freaking great action movie. Beowulf is a great
Yeah, but you know
historical
what?
action
I would put the Bourne movie in there from this year above both of those for action movies for me.
So I thought about that, but Bourne Ultimatum was only as good as Supremacy. It was very similar to it, so I felt like it didn't. Okay, but
Yeah.
so those were. But the movies that I picked for my 5 to me they go beyond the genre. Like No Country for Old Men isn't just a suspense, but it's something
Yeah,
that
no,
people that don't typically love that genre.
Yeah.
Eastern Promises, crime film, but
Eastern
it isn't
Promises
just
is
for
great.
crime people.
There
What was it?
were issues.
And
Eastern
so-
Promises was really fun, but there were things that and that's the thing is that well. So what do you do? Do
And
you
Juno,
go
to
with?
me, wasn't just a comedy; it was beyond a comedy. I'm just saying. I
Sure,
know that
but
you don't feel that.
beyond
I'm wondering, what do you do? Do you say, here's a movie that hits all the right points, or do you put a flawed movie that is sort of more about that is more mass appeal? Do you know what I mean? Like for me, Eastern Promises had flaws. It was really good, but it had flaws. But then you see like other movies where you're like, that's like Planet Terror, old school.
But you even admitted that Transformers and Beowulf had flaws.
Sure, no, but that's why they're on my list.
Oh, so you're
And
asking me?
I'm just asking you why you could be like,
I do my best to pick the movies that are like No Country for Old Men is flawless to me.
I
Yeah,
agree with
definitely.
that.
And everything came as close to it. Just came. They were the top 5. Now I will
see
say
what you
too.
mean.
American Gangster was another one that I loved,
It was-
and that's like nominated for Golden Globes and
Yeah.
stuff.
Not for me.
But to me, once again, it's just really good. It doesn't
Yeah.
surpass its genre.
Yeah.
It's not the best of its genre. It's
well,
just
and the
a
other thing was
freaking good movie.
I have to say I almost put Sunshine on my list.
But-
Because before it, kind of degraded into a monster movie, and actually before I even talked to, and this is one of the other things really hard about movies, how you enjoy entertainment is such a personal experience.
Well, sure.
That it's quite easy for it to be influenced by other things because I walked out of Sunshine totally affected. Like, fuck that movie. Like,
That's how Gone Baby
affected
Gone
me.
was for me.
Yeah, and so.
And No Country for that matter.
Right, exactly. But I had that feeling. But then when I came in here and I was like, it was later. I kind of didn't remember that feeling. So, I mean, if I had walked onto a soundstage and reviewed that movie, it would have been by far one of the best movies
What
I'd seen.
soundstage can we go shoot our stuff at?
I don't know. It's we're on the Fox lot. On the Fox lot, because we saw it on the Fox
No,
lot.
garage sounds like stage.
Yeah,
so
but you
it's
know
like
what I
this-
mean? Like, so, but
Yeah.
then I come here and everybody's talking, and all the, other people were talking about, well, it just becomes a zombie movie, and I was like, oh, yeah, I guess, yeah, you're right, yeah. I guess it does have all these flaws that I never noticed, and so that's what's hard with things
Well,
like that.
but to sum up, we're decided that the Totally Rad Award for
raddest
movies for
movie
2007
of the year.
is No Country for
No
Old Men.
Country for Old Men. Congratulations, Coen
I
boys.
just gotta say the King of Kong.
Oh, that's got to come in second.
Yeah, it's like.
Well, we know it's on none of our lists.
Yeah, but
I thought you. Oh no, you're right. You didn't.
I chose Sicko.
It's just
instead.
because I feel like, oh man, I've forgotten about it.
I forgot about
And that
Easter
walking out of
Promises.
that movie, I felt like $1 million.
I did too.
And yeah.
And congratulations, Coens. Okay, here we are in video games with the mission to come up with our lists of 5 and promote one as the winner. Some people have said that 2007 is the best year in video gaming ever. They're comparing it to.
morons said that, or
Well, I mean, it's a lot of. I mean, if
Gears
Grand
of
Theft,
War,
if Grand Theft Auto 4 hadn't been.
Was Gears of War this year?
No, that's the whole point.
Okay.
Well, anyway, we're not gonna get into previous years.
Just saying.
If there
Lot
hadn't
of
been
years
some
are good.
games delayed, like Smash Brothers Melee and Grand Theft Auto 4,
Yeah.
it would have been indisputable. But there's a lot of great
good.
games, some new IPs, Halo, lots of games.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So because you guys already know my list of 5, I'm gonna quickly go through it.
All right.
Call of Duty 4.
Are you going firsties first? Firsties?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna
Random
no
and then
particular
number
order.
one.
Yeah, no
I
particular.
ordered mine.
No, it's good.
I'm
it's
just
good.
saying.
Call of Duty 4, Super Mario Galaxy, Orange Box. My winner, my potpourri, of course. But my winner, again, for me, by far the winner, BioShock. I've been talking about this for a long time. I think BioShock sets a new level of artistry for video games. I think it's a game that it's a story and an experience that could only happen in an interactive medium. It needs to be a video game for you to understand it, for it to make sense, for you to have that specific experience, and I think it blew my mind. My potpourri, there's a lot of games that were that I was like, man, I kind of want to. I think Crackdown is really underrated.
Yeah.
I really dug Odin Sphere. There's some really interesting games. Uncharted is like a hair's breadth away of getting into the top 5 because I loved that game. But I have to give my 5th pick to Puzzle Quest.
Okay, wait. So what was your top 5 again?
Did?
You said something, and my brain
He's been
literally
listening the whole time.
went like.
Call of Duty 4, Galaxy, Orange Box, BioShock, Puzzle Quest.
Now,
It was
so
Galaxy. That's blew your mind. I saw it happen.
yeah, Galaxy.
Mario, this is Super
because
Mario
I-
Galaxy
yeah,
for the
I-
Wii.
yeah.
Okay, so Alex.
Yes.
Can I ask a question before we do Alex?
Shoot.
About Orange Box?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we just say Orange Box?
It's one game you pay $60 for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. My list in a very particular order.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go backwards. My potpourri, which probably is illegal, but I have to say it, is World of Warcraft. I have to say it.
That's what I wanted to
No,
say at the
I
beginning.
know.
You want to give the Game of the Year to a patch for World of Warcraft.
I would
right?
love to give the Game of the Year to a patch. Maybe even patch 2.2, where they added voice chat and guild banks. That's just 2.3.
I was going to make that joke earlier, I totally forgot.
All I'm gonna say is,
I knew that.
it's the game that I have played the most this year and enjoyed the most the Totally Rad Guild FTW. We're freaking raiding on Horde villages
Alex wants
now.
to give Game of the Year to a patch.
Right. Not going to. That was my 5th game.
All right.
Had to make my list.
All right.
4th game, obviously, Puzzle Quest. Had to happen. Second most amount of fun that I've had in a game.
Original, fun,
Super original.
crazy addictive.
The first time that I realized games can be games can surprise me still. At least in a long time. 3rd game.
You obviously didn't play Surprise Party for the Wii.
You mean what you got? You just shake your Wii and then somebody punches you in the nuts,
Yeah.
and your head goes.
You
back
walk
for no
into a
reason.
And they see your
dark
list
room.
for top 5
I know.
things.
They're like, I see what you want. What? Puzzle Quest? Number 3, Mass Effect. Yep, I know.
Yeah, it's making
you
a
can
lot
have
of
that.
people's lists, not mine.
It's making mine. It's making mine. Also, at number 3, I'm going to mention the fact that I don't think Halo 3 is going to make any of our lists. I could be wrong about that, but that says a lot about how underwhelming Halo 3 was.
Wow.
Just saying.
Or it
Right,
could,
because
it
I
could
didn't
also
even remember. I was like, oh, right, Halo 3 came out. And I was
maybe
like,
what it
I'm better
really
than
says
any
is
of
how
these
great a year we've had. Is that a game like a AAA title like Halo 3
Touche.
doesn't make the list.
Touche.
La, 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 la.
Number 2, Portal. Also part of Orange Box,
Right.
but
But you didn't play the rest of Orange Box.
I didn't need to. Portal was worth it for me, and I played Team Fortress 2, which I actually
Right.
really, really liked. But yeah, Portal was it for me. And my number 1, Call of Duty 4.
Yeah,
Has to be.
I could have called that one.
And I'm going to say about BioShock. I would say that BioShock was the game of the year if I was using the requirements that Dan was using for movies, in my eyes, about video games. The little amount that I played of the game was fun, but it was also very mind-blowing in the way that it affects gameplay and the way that I see why BioShock is winning. That said, for me, I didn't really like it. And that's,
Valid.
I mean, I wish I did. I wish I tried playing it a couple times, and it's just like, it's just not, there's something about it that didn't gel with me. So I can't have it on my list, but I see why it's on everybody's list. But Call of Duty 4 did the same things that I think BioShock has, is what people are saying that BioShock did, as far as immersion and as far as changing gameplay the way that I'm like, now I feel like I'm really doing this stuff. And just enjoyability, I think it's topsy-wopsies in my book.
Daniel.
Interesting. So, my list in no particular order, other than number 1, is Orange Box.
Good.
Having played it through.
Yeah. Episode 2 is amazing.
Episode 2, amazing. Episode
end of
1,
amazing.
good.
Yeah.
Halo 2 is of course great, and Portal is
Yeah.
like
Mind-blowing.
whoa.
And pure value in that game. There's so much to it.
Yes.
And Team Fortress 2 is there, like you
Yes.
said. It's hard not to pick that one just from pure value alone.
Yes. But not. I mean, everything. Okay.
It's got other things. Than
Everything
that.
you said about
Yes.
BioShock, I could say about every item, maybe except for Team Fortress 2, in Orange Box
Right.
individually. Well, maybe Episode 2 and Half-Life 2. Episode 1 was okay, but not all that.
Got
Okay. It was no Empire. Okay. Puzzle Quest. Almost was Elite Beat Agents.
Oh.
Almost.
Wow. Yeah, you loved that game.
I loved Elite Beat.
Yeah.
That got me through. I was traveling and playing that was
Yeah.
dope. But Puzzle Quest, home run.
Clutch.
Mass Effect.
Thank you, sir.
Burns, it burns.
Also, I think everything about that you said, like a story that can only be experienced in a game. Maybe not the most profound story, but yet one that I've never experienced a story in the way that I did in Mass Effect.
Correctamundo, Mass Effecto.
The next one
Spanish.
is Super Mario Galaxy.
That's interesting. Was nowhere near my even top 5.
I mean, what came close? Crackdown
Yeah, right?
was actually written
Very
on here.
underrated. I think
Yeah.
having the Halo 3 beta code in it did it a disservice.
I agree.
Because people didn't judge it on its own terms.
Yeah.
It's a very fun game.
Of all the platformers, Uncharted came, it was okay. If I had had as much fun playing Assassin's Creed in its entirety as I did about 2 hours of it,
Yeah.
that may have been on
Yeah.
there. But Super Mario Galaxy, as far as the platformers go, which that sort of covers on my list,
It's in a class all its own, right?
totally, and reinvents itself on every...
every 5 minutes it's
Here's the
reinvents
thing.
itself.
I realize now, I'm playing another game, by the way, that you guys, I need to lend to you, we need to talk about on the show. Stuntman Ignition.
Oh, that's right. You wanted to.
So much fun. And it's making me realize the best games, the ones that I've been thinking about to put on my list, are games that are amazing level 1, increase in challenge, and reinvent themselves
Right.
as levels go on.
Right.
So you're not just doing the same, and Mario Galaxy does that phenomenally.
In spades.
You know, I would say what doesn't do that is Call of Duty 4.
Well, that's funny you say that, because what I think does that to a T is my number 1, Call of Duty 4.
Ah, yes,
Really?
sir.
I don't think it reinvents itself particularly.
In just in terms of level 1, or the first moment I'm experiencing something in a game.
Yeah.
Level 1, I'm experiencing a war in a game like I have not before. Level 7, I'm now, the way I have to play this game is completely different.
Yeah.
The moments within the levels are
Yeah.
completely different than the moments that happen right before them.
Yeah.
Amping up a difficulty,
Yeah.
changing the way you have to face challenges, experiencing a story.
I actually would disagree with that. I mean, it's on my list too, and it's a great game. I really think of it in a very pure way. Like, it does one thing, and it does it really, really well. And I don't think it didn't feel to me like it certainly wasn't as inventive as Mario Galaxy.
But what
the
about
thing.
the multiplayer too?
Bioshock?
There's different.
Yeah.
You know, they reinvented how multiplayer is played in my book. I mean, the way that they,
yeah.
with the different
That's
levels
true,
and stuff.
and that's
then-
in the game.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of games that have done that. I mean, Rainbow Six sort of did that. I think it's a refinement.
Yes.
Like, that game to me is a
Yeah.
refinement rather than something completely original.
Here's the thing. I mean,
Well, it's also the
Bioshock
fourth in the
or
series.
Half-Life, any of the Half-Life games. Half-Life in episode 2 we talked about however many weeks ago, like with the way you play the end, and that sort of changed the
Incredible.
way you face a challenge. Bioshock does it with you can use certain different kinds of plasmids and shoot, but Call of Duty 4. I mean, just to give the credit to Bioshock, Call of Duty 4, like I said, whatever level is the sniper level, where there's a moment where you have to stay completely still and roll around while people are coming. You're not doing that level 1. And you're like experiencing this moment in a way. There's a moment where you're carrying the limp guy, and you have to set him down and fight guys and pick him up and move and set him down while that's a way you're facing battles in that level is completely different the way you face a battle in the helicopter level or in the war level. Nothing in Bioshock changes sort of once in a big way when you become. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but
Okay, so it seems clear to me both of you guys had as your number 1 Call of Duty 4, and I love that game too. I would not be unhappy giving the Totally Rad Award for 2007.
I don't know.
to
I
that.
think you're unhappy.
There are games that I certainly think are superior to it for this year, but I want to propose the idea of giving our award to Puzzle Quest. Not because I think it's a better game, but
Was it on your list?
yeah. I mean, it was it was
his pote.
Yeah, it was my pote.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that out there just as an idea because
I feel like we should give that almost like what Dan did for that other movie that I totally forgot right now. When you said I'm going to give my
There Will Be Blood.
special,
There Will Be Blood, the special we haven't seen you yet, because I feel like
the most addictive.
we would be.
We haven't seen you yet because we played you back.
Yeah, right. We haven't seen There Will Be Blood because we've been playing Puzzle Quest tonight. Because I feel like it would be I would think it would lower what it is we're doing.
You know
Okay,
what the
so we're
deal is with
decided.
it too? Puzzle Quest came out if Puzzle Quest had just come out a week ago,
Right.
we would be like, I don't know. 'Cause
Right,
it would
yeah,
be
right.
fresh,
Well, that's
you know?
why, like with Children of Men, like I wanted to
Right.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're agreed. It's Bioshock.
You just gave me a Bioshock. I just
Well, that
urinated.
wouldn't just be cliche. Everyone else is.
I
giving
know,
it to
that's what I feel,
Bioshock.
too.
Don't you want to go against the grain, Jeff?
Yeah.
Don't you want to
I
make a
think-
stand?
He's saying no, and his eyes are saying no. His mouth is saying yes.
Call of Duty 4 it is, bro.
No!
I love it. I love it. No, I love it.
Dude, I almost think Orange Box.
Orange Box-
Portal is mind blowing.
I know,
It
but
is.
I
And
love
episode 2 is
Call of
mind-blowing.
Duty 4, like
Yeah, I
it just to
know.
me was the. I mean, besides WoW,
But if you played episode 2, you might be like, dudes.
I tried playing that. You know what I mean?
I agree. Orange Box is. You know, the only thing about Orange Box is that I missed cover. Having it in every game now,
Yeah.
it felt a little antique.
Well, you know what's funny about that? The way I play games, I'm so as you guys know when we play
Yeah,
Gears of War
Mr.
multiplayer.
Or
I'm Rambo. I just
Butters,
run in.
Butters make
Right, and
getting
wow.
killed Hunter.
I just run. I don't. That's not. I'm not patient enough. So I don't even play with cover anyway. So I don't miss it.
I
But
believe the raddest game of the year, gentlemen.
Infinity Ward, FTW.
yeah.
TW, my friends. 2007, gentlemen.
The
We're
debate
here.
continues.
We're here to talk about ye old idiot box. TV's been a little rough to us this year. We've had a lot of ups, a lot of
Downs.
positives. Hey, maybe Sarah Chronicle Bus will be good. Maybe Reaper will be fun. Hey, there's a show about time travel.
But we should say
hurts you.
that we're not just doing the best new shows of
No.
2007.
What we're doing in this is we are talking about the best TV shows that have had episodes that have been shot, edited, presented, and aired. First they present them to people and then they air them in 2007.
Right.
So this doesn't have to be, because honestly, to tell you the truth, there wouldn't even be a list of 5. I may not even have a single show. I don't think my list has a single new show on. So,
Mine does.
I know yours does, yeah. So we're gonna desperately try to come to a consensus in this episode or this segment, but I don't know if that's gonna be possible. And thankfully, all ties lead to me. So let's start with Danny.
Oh man! what
In
are we
no
talking about?
Wow,
particular
that was a
order.
shocker. Go ahead.
Okay. First on my list, also in no particular order except for number 1.
Okay.
First on my list, the last half of Heroes season 1.
Way to parse it.
All right.
Parsing at its best.
You're like Bob Parsons.
Or the
I've talked about the show. I don't need
No,
to repeat
go ahead.
myself, but
Oh.
that's how I feel.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Avatar season 3. So you think you can dance?
No.
Season
Wow.
3.
Daniel.
Was.
Really?
Yeah,
Let me say
Look,
something.
if he likes it, he likes it.
Amen, brother.
I was gonna put
Say what
the
you
Ultimate
enjoy.
Fighter was gonna be on mine.
Listen. Oh my God. I have to say something else now.
What?
Also.
Pants?
No.
Okay.
So you think you can dance? Of all the competition shows that are on television,
Yeah.
namely American Idol, which is a very popular show. So
I've
you
heard.
think you can dance? Right. So you think you can dance, which you've never seen? I don't think.
True.
So let's not judge books by covers. But-
That's a very representative cover.
No.
The
I don't
cover
think
is
so.
celebrities
cover is-
Here's the
dancing.
thing. Of all these shows,
Yeah.
So you think you can dance? American Idol. There's people with no talent that are involved in that show.
Yeah.
Judges alike, as well as contestants.
Right.
Who say nothing. It's so vapid so often. And so you think you can dance? The kids on that show are so talented. It's like mind blowing that people that get eliminated are awesome. American Idol you watch and it's like, of course they're gonna get
No,
eliminated.
actually, I
you can
don't.
watch. Okay, whatever. So do you think you dance is most? And I love watching that show.
I thought it was
I'm addicted
Dancing
to
with the
I love
Stars. That's my joke. My previous joke was about Dancing with the Stars. I've now been corrected. So you
I
think you
have
can
to
dance? This
say-
is flipping mother.
Shit! What blew my mind?
Ultimate Fighter.
Yes, the Mayweather.
Holyfield documentary.
No,
Not
not
Holyfield.
Holyfield.
24 or something?
24/7.
Oscar De La Hoya, maybe?
Oscar De La Hoya,
Yeah.
Mayweather, amazing.
There was like a
Some of the
reality TV
best-
show that followed them getting ready for their fight on
The
HBO.
best, one of the best documentary filmmaking, amazing.
Okay.
Probably worth watching, even though that fight has already happened. If you never saw the fight, definitely check this out and then watch the fight somewhere. How many is that? Because the thing is, that's 4.
That's
This is what
4.
I also had to.
You
I
can give
put-
me 2 more. You
I
can
also
give me 2
I put Kid Nation on my list because I fucking
hey, Dan.
cried at the season finale. Cried, dude.
That's
And you would
enough.
have too, man.
That's enough.
With your father and son stuff, there's some shit.
That's some crying.
Okay, number 1, Pushing Daisies, hands down. No, one of the best shows on TV, the best show airing now. Of all the greatest shows I've seen in my life, 6 Feet Under, Buffy, Firefly. Pushing Daisies is not better than those, but equal to, yes. Best show I haven't seen yet, that I'm sure I will like, not The Shield. Oh, you
I didn't expect you to. I've given up those dreams.
Yeah.
Mad Men. I'm very excited to finally watch Mad Men.
Mad Men on
And
A&E.
On AMC.
AMC.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I have it TiVo'd and
It's not the same thing.
I knew that I should
started
watch it
TiVoing
before
too, and I didn't.
do this, but I didn't, so.
Yeah. Very interesting. And of course, the controversy will continue as to what we actually end up with. Jeff, how about your list?
It's silly for me to even say The Shield because it's
No, but it's-
up here.
Are
Yeah,
there
there were
episodes
new
that aired?
season 6 episodes aired in March.
Okay.
All right.
So I mean, it has to. That's like
gotta have your, like,
hovering above the list
If
in
you
a
didn't have it
nebulous
on the
space.
list, people would think you were weird.
Right.
Okay. So The Shield.
So The Shield. Right. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I find to be the consistently funniest show on television. I like 30 Rock. I like The Office sometimes. Funniest show on television for me is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Wow, this is gonna be really fucked up.
Little People, Big World.
Oh.
I think when
I
you're talking
stopped
about
watching them.
when you're
Yeah.
talking about reality TV, which I almost always loathe, Little People, Big World is a heartwarming, wonderful, inspiring, incredible show on the Learning Channel that
Yeah.
people should. Daniel?
I love Little People Big World, but let me just say, and maybe you don't agree with this, but I found this last season to be airing not nearly
road trip thing?
as interesting as the first season or the first and second seasons of the show.
I think.
trip
Did you see the season finale?
I did not.
I haven't been watching it. I thought it was like a road
Next
Yeah,
season,
it's
they're going to go into
Lost.
his DUI thing, which was in the news, which is very interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
that gets me.
Okay, so number one, am I up to number one? Yeah, number one is,
Wait. You've done 3.
yeah, I'm gonna do my potpourri. Number one.
Oh, okay.
Number one is how I do things. Have you guys not learned by now?
Apparently.
Now I know.
By far, Pushing Daisy. By far. I mean, it's not.
no, we can't.
It's
No,
not
don't
the
do it. Come on.
Shield.
It's not over. We haven't chosen anything. You haven't heard my list.
It's not the Shield, but it is. It's daring
I'm
television.
not happy that happened right in front of me too.
And he used your word.
I know. Sort of. It was like a purring me.
Purring me.
It's horrible.
All right. Let me finish what I'm talking.
Yeah.
It's daring television. It's visually very bold and interesting and not like anything else on television. It is charming. I almost always find myself choked up at the end. It's beautiful and wonderful in every way. It's pure, concentrated, wonderful. My potpourri that could have gone a lot of ways.
Please be something on my list.
Studio 60 I wanted to put.
Oh!
Because I love that show, but the last season wasn't as strong. There was some episodes that were amazing, but it got bumped. It has to be Avatar. It has to be Avatar. So. And
Well,
The
I
Irish,
wanted to put
Irish Kid
Sopranos.
show?
I want to put Sopranos because the last season of Sopranos was great.
Black Donnelly's was, I loved that show, and then it got canned. I don't know if it was this year.
So,
okay. Well, gentlemen, we got some battles. This is the
I'm excited.
Sisyphean.
Okay. I'm ready for it. And yours is in order.
Yeah, mine's in order. Number 5, Doctor Who.
okay. Good.
Check. Check.
Number 4, seatbelts, gentlemen. Supernatural. If you're not watching Supernatural, you should be watching Supernatural. It is really, really fun. We don't talk about it much on the show
Because I don't watch it.
because nobody watches it. I watch it. It's not quite my shield, meaning
You don't want to be the sponsor of.
No, I don't want to be.
You don't want to get that tattoo that I got?
No, but it's
On my
it's,
forehead?
It's always interesting, and in lieu of missing an angel, missing Buffy, it's a great replacement for that serialized, but also
Monster of the Week.
it's Monster of the Week. But the thing that people don't realize, it's all classic rock. All of the episodes are modeled after old horror movies, and on purpose. So it's actually quite fun to watch. If you can go back and watch season 1 to catch yourself up, please do so. Number 4. Number 3, House. House.
Well, I'm on
I know.
season 2, so I can't.
I know, he has no. House is one of my favorite. It's the best of all the medical dramas. Best of all the medical dramas. ER was so 1912. When did that fucking thing come out? It's still going. It's like St. Elsewhere and ER came out at the same time.
In 1912.
In 1912. It's
Before
old motherfucker.
television.
But yeah, House is just, it's super smart. The consultants on there, they're always talking about things. The thing that I love about House is they talk about shit that you're like, that cannot be true. It is true. You know what I mean? Like, weird shit. And
House
in a
is like
really
a
fun
horror
way.
movie
It
to
is
me.
like a horror
It's
movie.
like scary,
crazy.
yeah.
Number 2, Avatar. Super fun. It's the one show that I'm excited to watch, all the time. I feel like it might be because I'm sort of pleasure delayed because I usually miss it because I don't really know when to catch it, and then I'll catch 3-4 episodes and be like, martial arts, good storytelling, funny, reminds me of what it is episodes of how I wished that G.I. Joe, Voltron, Thundercats, Mask, Sky Commanders, sorry Steve, felt now watching it as an adult. I wished that they felt the
Whenever
same way
there's
Avatar
trouble,
was.
sorry Steve is there.
I just realized as I was doing that, I saw the pen hit the paper, and I was like, I guess I labeled everything, and I had more.
He's doing
too,
the
humanoid.
thing that you hate,
Anyway,
that he
I know,
hates.
this
the
thing.
List
I have one
gesture.
show. But yeah, Avatar is what I wish all those
Right.
shows that I remember loving as a kid would be as an adult watching.
Yep.
And my number one show, which is where controversy is going to start, is 30 Rock.
Huh.
I have so much fun watching 30 Rock. It's such an amazing
great show.
cast. There are flaws. There are definitely flaws. There are no TV shows out there right now that don't have any flaws in my book. 30 Rock. It's so clever.
No,
and the
I agree.
characters
I
are super
love
funny,
I
yeah.
love that show. I think it's hilarious. I think it's the poor child of Arrested Development, which I think is a far superior show that was doing those kind of jokes better, smarter, and earlier than 30 Rock, which doesn't necessarily take anything away from 30 Rock because
Sure, it's not
great.
on TV anymore.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I would rather have somebody doing it well than nobody doing it at all.
I agree.
I think our big problem here is Pushing Daisies got really old for me. And I'm not, I've taken it off my TiVo. So it would be really hard for me to
Well, I think the
allow.
answer is clear.
It's Avatar.
It's Avatar.
I mean, how do we not?
All right, I guess no, it's
before we
true.
award Avatar, let me just say, it's so interesting. I've always felt like we're in the golden age of television right now.
Yeah.
And when putting my list together and hearing you guys talk and like everything you just said, it's like, you know what? TV has kind of taken a little bit of a dip.
has. It actually
seemed
has.
like when we had all these shows coming out,
Yeah.
how excited I was and what TV has been. But in the past years when I had Rescue Me on
yeah, I
television, loving Arrested Development was
Wired
on television.
was on
Lost was
television.
amazing when it was happening.
Yeah.
And
The Wire was on, which was an amazing freaking HBO show. The Sopranos were on, really in
Well,
their
those are
stride.
both on this year, weren't they?
Yeah, but they were not nearly as good.
yeah, it's like
Rescue Me
it was like I had my TiVo, like David, my brother and I, it was like a chore. I mean, it wasn't a chore, it was like our job. We had so many shows that we loved. It was like, what are we gonna watch tonight?
Yeah.
We had Netflix queue that we weren't getting to because all we could do was watch
I feel the exact
television.
same thing.
Well, the real bad news about all of this is that if this strike continues, the writer's strike continues, what we're going to get is game shows and reality TV.
A lot of the reality TV has writers too. That's all That's
I know,
all big.
that's part of it.
Well, but the problem is television isn't going to stop. Good television is going to stop.
Now let me say this, my friend.
Yes, Daniel.
I think you might be pleasantly surprised by some reality TV that I don't know that you've actually seen. Because you did like, what was the reality show that you said you liked on your list?
Little People, Big World.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think you're putting that in a category where that nothing else touches. But I love a lot of the True Lives on MTV.
I was just about to say,
They're
True
amazing
Lives.
documentary. I think you'd be pleasantly surprised in light of that comment.
True Life actually got
People
worse.
can really
Somebody
dance, is what
took
you're
over and
saying?
got it.
Of course. I'd be
Made
impressed with
too.
those
Made
moves.
was my favorite show.
Made
ever.
was my favorite
And then
show.
it fucking
Dance
started
moves
being
is what
written.
I'd be impressed with.
What?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now official. The raddest TV show of 2007,
Pushing Daisies.
Avatar.
Damn it.
Avatar. Well, no contest
for
Avatar. We've
old
been
men.
swept up.
No contest for old men.
Well, before we head out, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Trade Pub. If you head over to trs.tradepub.com, you can sign up for a plethora of technical publications. E-Week, PC Mag, Television Weekly, all free. Sans payment. So head over to trs.tradepub.com.
Or go to GoDaddy.com and get yourself a domain name for as low as $1.99. Use our promo code TRS1. That'll get you an extra 10% off your order. They have great design software and easy startup stuff to get your domain, your .com up and running. If you use the TRS1, helps us, helps you with 10% off, and everybody's happy.
Boom.
Awesome. Also, the Netflix. Now, I've told you guys before about the Watch Now, Play Now function on Netflix, but Steve has been yapping at us incessantly
Yes.
about how cool Play Now is, where Some of their library, a great majority of the library, even shows like Heroes, are on there. So if you have a PC, you hit play now and you're watching it streaming instantly in gorgeous DVD quality. That being said, they also have 75,000 titles, HD DVD and Blu-ray. 40 shipping centers, which means you basically get your DVD like the next day once it's on the top of your queue. Also, $4.99 and up, but 2 weeks free trial.
Gotta love the free trial.
So head on over to www.netflix.com/TRS. WWWs are important.
Very well done, sir. Let's get to an email, shall we, gents?
I think we shall.
So this email comes from Ramen. Ramen said, I'm going to paraphrase here a little story.
He tells us a story. So,
He tells us a very eloquent story.
Yes.
and we're going to
Ramen
de-eloquentize it.
de-eloquentize it with a lot of elephants for no reason. So Ramen had a very interesting problem. His Xbox 360 went 4 legs to the sky.
Well, it only went one leg to the sky.
It went 4 legs to the sky, but not with the 3 rings of death, only with 1 ring. So the problem with that is Microsoft does not cover that under their warranty.
Well,
Because
they
it's
do
not
have the big fat extended warranty.
Yes, but they're not going to replace it straight up skis like they
And that's
do
just the
with
Red Ring of Death.
the Red Ring of
Yeah.
Death, which is the 3 rings.
Well, he should
So-
have bought it from EB Games
Well, this is what happens.
or Best Buy.
So Ramen takes it
Actually-
under himself to say,
EB has discontinued their extended warranty plan with
Sorry,
the
bro.
360s.
oh, really?
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Sorry.
Anyway, so Ramen takes it under his wing of doing to...
Yeah, it was much more eloquent when he wrote
I
it.
know, it was. Yeah, that part's in there.
That's a direct quote.
It is a direct quote. He's going to simulate. He's going to elicit the Red Ring of
It's
Death.
actually a pretty brilliant plan on his
Genius,
part, right?
I've got
Like,
1 ring. I just need 2 more. What can I do?
Yeah,
How
it's
about
already
we-
broken. I
It's already
can't just
broken.
break it more.
Yeah, so he decides to wrap his 360 in towels, turn it on, run it overnight, and see if he can, 1, destroy his whole house, but also implement the 3 red rings. What does it do? Fixes his Xbox 360.
Weird, right?
How crazy is that?
Crazy Mick Crazerson.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he poses this question to us,
So
rad
he then
gentlemen.
became an Xbox 360 repair serviceman?
He did, and he makes a lot
With
of
his
money.
towel?
He does. It's a very special
So
towel.
weird.
He says, so my question to you guys is, what are some of the dumbest things you have done in the name of video games / gaming? Peace out, home slices, from Toronto, Ontario. That's in Canada. I know, I've been there. So, gentlemen, stupidest thing you guys have ever done
Wow.
in the name of gaming. I definitely have one.
Yeah, we
Dan?
heard your formatting story.
Oh, that's not the one. I wish it was.
I'll go last.
Okay.
Why don't you start?
Jeffrey?
You have one, a great one. Buckle in, folks.
So, I bought myself an Xbox. An original Xbox. Loved my original Xbox. Then I heard there were ways to make the Xbox more spectacular. And they don't involve much. Not much.
Not necessarily legal ways?
Not necessarily legal ways at all, but they don't involve much. Just a simple use of a tool called a soldering iron,
Oh,
which,
boy.
let me say, never used before.
Oh, is this the explanation for that weird hole in your hand?
Yes. I say it's my knowledge hole, but really, it's just, I look and go, I can't do that. So I had an extra Xbox, don't quite know why, I just did. It was towards the end of the life cycle of the Xbox. I decided I was going to mod my Xbox.
Right.
Went on to, I can't remember where it was, I think it was Xbox Scene or
Right.
something,
Yeah.
Xbox-Scene, whatever. Bought myself a mod chip.
Right?
Made sure I did all the research, sons.
Right, because you're no dummy.
I'm no dummy. I got what was considered at the time a solderless.
Hey!
Somehow I needed to
Seems
solder when it
easier.
showed up. I looked at the picture, which looked like, hey, these are giant fucking holes to solder. That can't be too hard. It arrives. In my mind, based on the image of the chip that I saw, the chip was going to be about that big. Right?
Got it.
In actuality, the
no.
chip is that big.
Much more
Right.
difficult.
And I went, what the fuck? So the way that it is solderless, let me just explain to you real quick, is that you solder a seating for the chip that the chip then sits in. I've never soldered before.
So the chip is solderless.
This chip is solderless.
all that surrounding
you
bullshit
need
you
to
need to
solder
solder.
the chip's seat. So this is what happens. I finally undo the thing. I buy all the hex fucking stuff. I pop the thing out. I find out where it is, and I'm like, holy crap, the things I have to solder. I thought it was gonna be like this, like a row of like 8 holes, and it's like this, and it's a row of 8 holes. So I'm already way beyond the walls of knowledge.
Just a second.
I lost him for a second.
I was there with the bullshit
I'll cut
comment.
to the mean stripes.
Okay.
This took me 7 hours
It's a lot of hours.
of just the hardware part.
Right.
Not the flashing the BIOS, getting the game, none of that shit. I didn't realize that solder heat transfers through the motherboard. So I had thought, well, the easy way to do this is I'll solder the holes empty, stick the thing in, put the motherboard down so the motherboard is holding the plastic, and then I'll solder
For making
into
a
the thing.
stupid mistake, you're making some smart calculations.
Yeah. Well, soldering melted the seat at which, so I was pushing
right.
the pins farther out the back without knowing.
Right.
And it was one of those things where you're like doing something. As a kid, I was throwing.
We have a diagram here for you.
Steve just died. He's like, what diagram? Like as a kid, I would throw throwing stars in a wall thinking, hey, it's not gone. It was a hallway. There was another, you know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
you do stupid shit because you think you're right.
Stupid.
So I turn this thing over and I've got like fucking, 9th grade British kid teeth coming out the side. You know what I mean? Like just like fucked up. It's supposed to be this gentle seat, and it's just all, and I'm fucking pissed. It's like 7 hours later. I'm like, fuck. And so I like smash the card in, and I'm like, it's seated. I close it up, turn it on. It fucking doesn't work. I try seating it again. Doesn't work. All this shit. But boys, I soldered wires from each pin through the plastic that's fucked
You
up.
didn't think of that yourself.
I did.
The wires?
Soldered the wires from there
I'm impressed.
into the different wired points, and I have literal tape, like holding it like cockeyed like this, and I carried it over, and I was on the phone with my buddy, plugged in the thing, and I was like, there's no way this is gonna work. Turned it on, the thing booted up, and I gave this like guttural, like, George, come!
will be
I know, I was
blood.
like, it's working! I mean, it was like Dr. Frankenstein, and
There was a
I
fight.
and until I finished using that Xbox, I never moved it from its place. And it was literally like a month and a half ago where I was like, okay, I rarely ever turn this on.
Yeah, when you clean your
Bing,
plate.
and I was like this.
Dust everywhere.
I was like this. That's never gonna work again. So that's what I did.
That is one of the most epic stories ever told.
Yeah, and I have
can't
that.
beat that.
I'd be
It's
more
like
than
bail.
happy. I'd be more than happy to open that Xbox and show you guys the.
Is that good?
Yeah. So that's one of the things. How about you, Jeff?
Wow. That's a lot, not. I was going to say, I mean, I've told the story of me sleeping on the sidewalk for the 360, which, I've kind of.
Stupid thing you did.
Stupid thing. It was cold and I was on the street. But I've already told that. So, and the only other thing that came to mind, honestly, was old NES days of over at the friend's house for sleepover. We're just kids. We're playing Metroid, original Metroid. We get to a certain part that was like the hardest part ever to get to.
Yeah.
Sleepover's done. Parents are here, picking up, gotta go. Not gonna see each other until next weekend. But
You pause
what do
it
you
and
do?
turn the TV off.
Pause it, turn the TV off, leave the NES on for a week. Because you're at that
Amazing.
part. You're at that part.
Being a kid, dude. I'm so wish that my life was like that still.
I know.
What happened?
No, I mean, it was fine. It was an NES. NESs are like, they used to make those no moving parts. They're just like.
Yeah. There's no hard drive.
I mean, they broke, yeah.
They don't
but,
heat up.
Right.
There's
It's
not enough
like-
energy in the world to heat up an NES.
There's 8 bits in there.
Funny you should say that, because that story directly relates to something that I thought of as soon as you read this email to me. Something I've been wanting to tell you guys for a while.
Uh-oh.
But it's a little heartfelt for the holidays, maybe, perhaps.
Best holidays.
My girlfriend, Priscilla, Mexican, deeply in love with her. It's important. You're going to hear why. You're going to hear why.
I just love that. That's how. This is my girlfriend Priscilla, Mexican.
That's how she always signs all of her
I know.
correspondence.
Priscilla, Mexican.
The Mexican. Okay, right? Been with her for a year.
Have you seen my business card?
Love her to
Priscilla,
death.
Mexican.
We grew up in very different environments.
Yes.
Hers was Mexican.
Hers was Mexican, mine not. I go out one night to a comedy club with her and her family. Her cousin takes us out, super nice dude, culturally very different, super nice guy. we see this comedian, a bunch of comedians. One guy comes out, Gabriel Iglesias is his name. He's kind of a big deal. I didn't know him, but he's
Is he
kind
a
of a big
big
deal.
kid?
Yes.
Yes, he was on Last Comic Standing.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. He starts saying these jokes.
He got kicked off of Last Comic Standing.
Really? Okay. He's telling jokes. Everyone's cracking up. I'm not getting it. It's all very like in tune with Mexican culture stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Mexiculture. I don't know.
It's a good magazine.
Yeah. So.
About Mexican culture.
So.
And, gardening,
this guy's
strangely enough.
loving it, and he's the kind of guy that when he laughs. He like I hate going to movies with people like this when they're comedy
Oh, yeah,
laughs,
they
and they
laugh.
look at you
like,
Yeah, it's like,
You're like,
they just watch, I'm watching the movie, But he's laughing, he's looking around, and
I would totally say that too.
Yeah.
I'm watching the movie.
Yeah. So I'm kind of bummed that like there's this separation between me and her family. Like I'm not getting. Everyone's having a good time. I'm not getting it. Gabriel Iglesias then goes into this joke. He's talking about his son, his 10-year-old son, who really wants a Wii, and it doesn't have it. All he has is a DS or whatever. And he's like, you should just be lucky that your games worked. When I grew up, we were, and he goes in the whole spiel.
Blowing
We
through
also,
the thing. Yeah.
what's your method?
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And I start dying. He's laughing and dying, looking at me, and there was this moment, this shared moment, and it was so amazing that like
Nintendo bringing folks together.
Nintendo, this shared.
I thought it was gonna end with Viva Pinata.
We have a shared history,
Yeah.
even though completely different cultures. Shared history.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
And it's all from Japan.
Oh.
Yes.
Japan, bringing Mexico and America together.
Awesome.
All right, that was the most longest,
awesome.
epic.
Yeah.
But
thing
thank
ever.
you, Ramen, for the email. If
Yes.
you'd like to send an email, you can do so to fans@totallyradshow.com.
That's also where you send us backgrounds. We have this kick-ass background right here. We got our website, totallyradshow.com, where you can get templates for this. You can, what?
No,
You can
templates.
download this actual background. Every week we have the background of the week on that website.
Yep.
We have our website is new and awesome.
Yo, yes, it is.
I love it.
It's amazing.
There's rad photoshops there.
Yeah, trivia.
All kinds of new cool stuff.
The Rad Photoshops is like.
Epic.
It's so cool. It's very
epic.
Macified.
It is.
Also, you should check out our forums. Our forums are very cool. And you sign up there to click on discussion forums from our website, revision3.com's forums. They're awesome.
Good times.
Also really rad on the website is the rad recommendations, where a ton of the shit we've just talked about will be recommended in that little sidebar on the site.
Correctamundo.
Also myspace.com/ actually, you know what? You can become a friend, myspace.com/totallyradshow. But rather than signing up to become a friend and getting me updating you on the movie we're reviewing, it's actually on our website now.
Well, we don't, not rad, in addition to.
In addition to, become a friend because we can hang out
Yeah.
and MySpace each
We're
other.
getting Blinky McBlinkersons.
And dance.
Also, revision3.com has tons of rad shows.
Yep.
Techzilla.
Heck yep.
We watch.
Gotta love it.
Fanboy.
My other little show
Also,
called
we want
Big
to give a shout out to
Nation, just
Brett
saying.
for hanging out with us
Yes,
today.
Brett from Amtracker is here.
Amtracker.com.
Amtracker.com, traveling the country, 50 things to do, crossed off his list, and he hasn't crossed off anything. But
Well, welcome to 2008, and let's keep it rad.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Get back up.
3,
Jeff.
2.
Without you, it doesn't matter.
I wish I could get that excited about nothing. Yeah. That's good. I wish I could get that excited about nothing.
We're good.